Hey, this is Johnny Bean. Hey, doing a Google Plus Hangout today. I'm going to talk about the Floyd Rose Tremolo system, and our guests, my guests, today are David Nesdall, David Allen Wright, Eric Broadbent, Shane T, and Teddy. I think he's eating dinner. So anyway, I'm gonna go post these links. This is live. I'll post them on Facebook, YouTube, so anybody can jump in, watch, and all that. So hey, David Allen Wright, take it away.
Thank you, Johnny. Okay, so people have been asking me about my Kramer 5150 and my whale tail. They've been asking me this on Facebook and forums and everything. They're saying, hey, explain to me the whale tail. What is the whale tail? What is the difference between a whale tail and a production model? And also, why do you have a whale tail? And how hard was it to get a whale tail? And why don't I see more whale tails? So that's all the questions, or most of the questions I've been reading about. So let me explain this to you. Here's my Kramer 5150. I've got a whale tail on it. I think this was in 1982 or early 83 when I saw the first actually whale tail produced. I think late 82 I saw some of them in 83 in the production models and stuff. So let me explain this. You'll see the whale tail, and you'll see the writing on the very top up there. It's kind of distant. It's a little different than a production model. Let me hold this here, and I'll point it out to you. You can actually see the name here, and you can see the name is actually written a little bit above the center line. That's the first thing. And also you'll see that this has brass fine tuners here. Those are all brass, and they're a little bit thinner. I'll show you the stems are a little thinner. And you'll see the saddles are a little different. And then you'll see this one I actually have this one where it has a collar on it, but I'll show you the difference between the collar and the regular, the ones in the second on the other older Floyd Roses. Let me show you the side of it, and here's what the whale tail is, so you can understand what a whale tail is. If you can see, the whale tail is actually like a whale tail. It starts at the base, and it goes up all the way around. It comes up with like a whale, like a tail of a whale. I don't know who phrased the whale tail, but that's what I've always read about. And you can actually see the stems of the Floyd Roses are actually thinner. You can actually see how thin they are. They're actually thinner. They're not as thick as the production models. If you can see a little bit better. Let me see if I can put a little bit more emphasis of the light on here. You can actually see the stems. I'll actually show this in a more of a better demo here in a minute. And actually the string retainers do not have springs on them. Under here, there's no springs. I'll show you that in a second also. But that is the whale tail. And also on the back of it, it actually has a steel block, not a brass block, not a aluminum or anything like that. It's actually a steel block, and it's actually black. I'll show you the information in a second on another model, and I'll break it down for you. Okay. In front of you here is actually a whale tail Floyd Rose broke down. I got it all stripped down. Let me turn just the light here so you can see a little bit better. You can actually see this one actually has a stamp with a name in it, and it's stamped in here with the Floyd Rose. I think this is the second version. The one on the 5150 was actually the first version. And then you'll see the stamp name here, and then you'll see the whale tail. I'll turn it up sideways. You can see the whale tail here. And you can actually see the angle of the whale, the tail of it. You can actually see the bolt pattern is actually further back. It's more back on the back stem. And that's one thing I've been noticing. I've been researching these quite a bit. Let me show you another thing that I've actually learned. I didn't know this until I got one of these things and started fooling around with it. It comes. This one actually came with this block, and it's not magnetic. Here's a magnet, and I'll show you. It's non-magnetic, so it won't. It's not magnetized. Not like the steel one on the this other unit here, and I'll show you right here. This one actually is exactly like the one on the 5150. You can actually see the name is stamped on a sticker, and it says Floyd Rose with a patent number on it. And this is actually steel. You can actually see it's magnetic. It's magnetic. So, okay, and also a couple more things. I'll talk about the bar in a second also, but let me go back to this. The bolt pattern on this one is actually different. So if you buy a brass block, a regular 42 millimeter brass block, or even a copper block, I actually got a copper block here, these will not bolt up. And I was like, what in the world's going on? So these whale tails have actually a different bolt pattern. These 3 bolts here are actually different. They have a different bolt pattern than a production model. Like say one of these units right here. This is like a production model. And you see the block here, but the bolt pattern on these blocks are different. Actually, I can show you a better one here. Here's a block like the L block. You call it, you'll see an L block. It looks like an L here. It's got the cutout for the nut. These have the same bolt pattern as this one here, and also the copper one. So I've learned that. So I was thinking, why in the world can I get, I've been trying to get these made with this bolt pattern. So I was going to explain this to you with the bolt patterns on these. So these, like I say, this one will actually bolt in the center, but it won't bolt in any other patterns. You'll actually not see the bolts line up. It's completely different. So I learned that. That's something I had to learn in the last couple of months. And also the bolts on the bolts and the screws on these things are actually not metric. They're actually standard threads. That's something I learned that also. Another thing on these things, oh, you're right here. I'm going to show you. I'll try to break this down as much as I can. And if you have any questions, just chime in and I'll answer them best I can. Here on this model actually had a plate on the back of it for the retention. The spring retention is actually different. You can see it actually meshes into the unit compared to a production model. Here's what a production model looks like. It's got the bent tabs on it. They're a lot bigger, and they go further back on the stems of the set screws, locks. So then, also, let me show you these. These saddles are actually numbered. If you see, each one of these has a number on it, either a 1, a 2, or a 3. And so what it is, these are compensating. Here's a 3, here's a 3. I've got them numbered 3s together. Here's a 2. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a 1. And then this should be a 2. Okay, so these are actually different heights. So a 3 is the tallest, number 2 is the second, and then the bottom of the 1 is actually the thinnest. So it makes like an arch. So it compensates for an arch type brick. I mean, like a neck. So if you have a radius neck, it actually compensates for the radius neck. And also, one thing that's really cool about these, and I don't know why they got away from this. This is actually a great idea. These string retainers, I mean, for the lock retainers, actually go in from the bottom, so they won't fall out on you. These are actually this is a really cool idea. This one's actually in here, and I'll show you what one looks like. They actually look like these right here. They're like T blocks. Actually, like a T. You can actually see it. It actually has almost like a letter T, and it's a block. And these things are really neat. I've been trying to find these. I couldn't find them anywhere. I think these are really unique for this model. I've been looking everywhere for them, so I may have to get these manufactured. But and the saddles actually have some notches in them too. That's another thing I noticed. They actually have machine notched out of the bottoms, so I can show you that. But this is what this unit looks like, and let me show you. Oh, the bar. The bar is actually different. You actually see the bar. It's actually threaded a lot further in this unit, because the unit will actually has a bolt, a washer. It goes through the unit, and then you have another bolt and a washer. It goes into the bottom, and then it didn't have the collar system like the newer units do. And actually, this one will show you the bar. This is what I'm trying to explain. You have a nut, a brass bushing, a nylon bushing, another nylon bushing, and a nut. And the nut ties into the bar. And that's what this one is. And this one actually has a little bit older style saddles on this one, because this is a fine tuner unit. And it actually has the steel block on it with the Floyd Rose. And you'll see it actually has really shallow area of the saddles are actually narrow, and you actually see these actually have the bottom T inserts, the string lock inserts in these too, and then they have the little nuts on the back, so you can actually, it's kind of a nice idea that what you do is you can actually use this to set your intonation. You can move it back, and then the string will actually pull it forwards, but you can use the nut back here to pull it back to set the intonation. On the other Floyds like these, any of the newer conventional Floyd Roses, you have to have a tool, and it's a tool that pulls back here. I actually have it displayed right here. I've got the part missing out of it. It actually locks in. Some people have used these before. You lock in and you actually pull it, and it pulls back the spring. You take this loose, and then you can move the intonation back, or you can move it forward. And then this actually pulls it back. The string tension will pull it forward for you, so you can set the intonation on the guitar live when you're working on it. So that's what these units look like. Also, I was going to see if anybody has any questions. Oh, I'll explain the nut here in a second, the lock nut. For the lock nut. Okay, so the lock nuts are actually a little different. They actually have humps called, they get the hump saddles on these, and actually most of these I've seen have grooves cut into them. So you'll see grooves cut into each part of these. And these are actually mounted from behind on the back side of the neck. And the units actually have these little hump in the top. If you can see the little humps on those for the string retainer locks and Allen heads. The Allen heads on these, I've noticed, are all universal the same. So this must be metric. But I noticed on the old Floyds, they actually had standard threads, not metric threads. And I'll show you some of the production models versus the pre-production models. I call them pre-production. They're probably like prototypes and stuff. But let's see here. We have I have different nuts and everything, but they're all pretty much all the same equivalents here. I just want to show you the differences. Like all of them are chrome. I've never seen these in black yet. That's another thing. It's one thing I was discussing with people earlier. I've never seen the lock nuts in these Floyds, these type of Floyds, in a prototype whale tail or a pre-production whale tail in black or gold. Oh, I've got a gold one I'll show you in a second, but I never saw a black one. But here is the gold one. It's a whale tail. You can see it's got the raised writing on it. And you can see this one actually has the gold collar on it. And it actually has the unit, like I was explaining earlier, with the different bolt patterns, and also it has the string retainers. The string tension are actually like this one here. It actually has that type of a functionality. So it's a little different than a production model. And actually, these didn't have the lock, so you didn't have those on these. So let's see. And see, all the production models I've seen over the years have this type of newer mechanism. They go way further back on the springs. So does anyone have any questions so far?
I don't have a question on the Floyds, but I have a question on your, getting echo here, on the way you ran the springs on your trem. You had like kind of a V pattern. I've always ran mine the opposite, like a reverse of that. It's just, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I've never seen it run like that before.
Like this? Okay.
Yeah, that's a traditional V. I run it the opposite way. I'll go from the second, and the fourth down. I mean, how do you use? Yeah, just exactly like Dave's. There's nothing wrong with the way you've done it. I was just curious.
Let me see what Dave's looks like, if you don't mind. I want to see what it looks like. Let me pop out of this one.
Say something for a sec, Dave.
Here you go, Dave. Can you see it? Can
you
see my guitar?
That's exactly the way. That's the way I run. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the way you've chose yours. I was just asking if there's a reason for it.
Yeah. Show that again one more time, Dave. I'm sorry. I mean, I was trying to multitask here.
Dave's is like an upside down V.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I never noticed that. I guess that's how my mind works. I kind of look backwards sometimes on things.
I'm sure the tension is the same, and it's like here again too. It was nothing wrong with it. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I kind of went like a V in I don't know. That's just how my mind thinks sometimes. I guess I just hooked it up that way. Yeah. But yeah, I'll actually set it up the other way and try it out. Let me try it the other way next. I'll just change
just see if you probably won't notice anything.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great observation. I really appreciate that. Thanks.
Not a problem.
And one thing I did notice, the Floyds, I know that the functionality of the Floyds, all of them are the same to me. The main thing about these Floyds, all these are case hardened. That's one thing that you will notice. If you buy a Chinese Floyd and some of the overseas Floyds, they will not stay in tune correctly. And I think it's the heat treating process of the anchor points where they go in here. Some of these will actually wear in this area quite a bit, and that's why you need the heat treating process. Because that's one of my personal opinions, because I've been reading about the differences of why some guitars stay in tune, some don't, and I think it's the heat treating process of the overseas Floyds.
I've seen some of the knife edges there actually chip off.
Yep. Sure have. And I actually flipped one over and I actually looked at the wear right in this area, if you can see. Yep. I really study these when I look at pictures. I study that wear pattern inside here. If I see them really pitted, then I know that this thing was in a lot of damage. Like a lot of work. It's actually used a lot of effort work over the years. And that's one thing I really pinpoint when I look at one upside down. And you can actually see a lot of them pitted and damaged and stuff. So,
Dave, I get a lot of people that argue with me about what I do. Like every time I buy, for instance, I'll say an EVH gear guitar that has an EVH stamped Floyd Rose on it, I immediately change that out for a German-made one because the German-made ones stay in tune better. In my travels, I found that the Korean-made Floyd Rose 1000s, which are on the EVH gear guitars, they don't stay in tune very well. They just don't. And I don't particularly, go crazy with a Floyd Rose. And I get a lot of people fight with me. Why do you change them out? If it's okay for Eddie Van Halen, it's okay for it should be okay for you. And my standard comeback is Eddie Van Halen uses a guitar with one of those on it for one song, and he's got a tech to tune it up right afterwards.
Absolutely. You nailed it on the head. Eddie may have 7 to 8 guitars in his live rig at night, but he has a tech changing out guitars pretty much every song. If you see him live, a lot of times he might play 3 songs maybe with one guitar, maybe 4 if he's really lucky. But he's been using that guitar all afternoon anyway. He was stretching the strings and doing a lot of and a lot of times when you play live, I play sharp when I play live because it's always easier to go from sharp to flat when your strings start stretching. I've always went to like a 10% sharp on my guitars when I play live. That's just my personal opinion over the years, and I noticed it makes a little difference for me. But yes, I understand exactly what you're saying, because if you sit there and play a guitar, for 5 hours or 4 hours a night, it's going to go out of tune quite a bit. It depends on also how, like, I have really big fingers, and I really attack the strings really pretty much. Like, I play different than Eddie Van Halen. I play different than, pretty much. I'm kind of unique on my playing, a little different. I actually will bend the strings a lot more. I actually attack the strings and put more pressure on them. So I've actually abused the strings quite a bit when I'm stretching them.
Right.
But my guitars will go out of tune a lot quicker than somebody that's playing, more of a lighter playing style. So.
Right. Well, on the just one more note on a guitar that Eddie uses live, if it's his main guitar, chances are it's going to be an American-made guitar with a German Floyd on it, even with his brand on it, with his brand name on it. It's a German Floyd.
Yes.
But with the lesser expensive guitars that he uses in the middle of the night when he switches, it's going to just be a stock, whatever you find in any store is what it's going to be. And again, like I said before, he's only using it for one song. So if he puts it out of tune, he's got a tech there to tune it up right away. So it really, that's why it's okay for him to use, and he doesn't care. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's why I put German Floyd Roses on all my guitars that have Floyd Roses on them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. Almost every guitar I've got one EVH Japan guitar before the Fukushima nuclear power plant, issue that they had, and that's where they had to move it over to China. But I've got one Japanese guitar. I like the Japanese guitar. I like the quality of it. It's really great. It's kind of like got that broken feel. I bought it used, but it almost looked brand new, but it had that broken feel. But and then I've got one that's made in Mexico. And the quality's good in Mexico, but I still like the Japanese one model a little bit. I prefer that one over that one. But almost all my other ones are U.S. models,
Right.
models, and I really love the U.S. models. I can feel the quality in the units.
Absolutely agreed.
And I just want to kind of give explanation, because a lot of people ask me the questions. Why did you have a Floyd Rose whale tail on your guitar? And let me answer that one too, because a lot of people ask me that. I was researching the 5150 guitar when I was wanting to get it built, and everywhere I looked, I started reading about this Floyd Rose. Why is this Floyd Rose on Eddie's guitar a little different? It has the name higher up, and I started looking at the production models. It's like I'm more of about playability is one thing, but I've always wanted the accuracy. I wanted one that's almost dead on accurate. I mean, I'm down to looking at the stripe patterns of the paint to see what chip mark is where, and stuff like that. I was really, it's how my brain thinks, and it's just how my process is as a person that meticulous brain, I guess. So
attention to detail.
Exactly, attention to detail. I'm huge on that kind of stuff. So I started researching it, and I found out, why is this Floyd a little different? Then I started reading years ago about this stuff, and then I saw a YouTube video where this guy was debunking the 5150 guitar, and he's talking about all the stuff that he had one like dead on Floyd Rose, and he talked about this Floyd Rose was hand machined, and it was different than the production models. And I started researching, and it's like, well, I got to find one. Well, I've been looking and looking and looking, because when I built my 5150, I wanted one dead on. And that's where I started researching these to find the 5150s. And I mean, for the Floyd Rose for my 5150. And I started reading about the whale tail and stuff like that. So I just want to get some kind of accurate information of what a whale tail is. What is the little, what's the differences on them? And also the thinness. I'll show you this too. I'm sorry, I should have told you this earlier. These are actually a little thinner if you can see the camera. They're thinner here. And I'll pull out the micrometer and I'll actually prove it to you. Give me 1 second. Micrometer's right here. I think it was just a machine thought. I don't know. I haven't really got deep into the research on this. I'll take a measurement on the top, and then I'll do a measurement on the bottom. I like to do the measurement down here more than anything. So it's
That
on
video you were talking about before was Dino's video, I think.
Yes, absolutely, Dino's. And then let me go to this one, and these are actually a little, well, actually a little bit thicker, but they sure seem like this is the older model. Let me get you a bigger. I noticed there some of these over here are thicker. Like this one's actually a little thicker in here. It may be because of the material, the metal. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not a complete Floyd Rose expert, and I'm still learning a lot of this stuff. But I noticed some of these are a little thicker in the base plates compared to the one that I noticed on my 5150 and the original whale tail models. It may be because they were using a different type of metal, or they were experimenting with metal at the time, because these things were new when they first come out, and they come out with revision changes and stuff over the years. And also the tips here, if you notice this, some of the tips are really the fine tuner here, these are actually, some of these are thinner than some of these production models I've noticed.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You'll find that if you lose one of those and you want to replace it, you can't replace it from an original Floyd Rose. It has to be a whale tail Floyd Rose.
Yes.
Wait, what can't you replace?
The original Floyd Roses are thicker.
Yep. And also, if you look, let me see if I can get a really good picture. Sorry, I'm trying to. These things actually have a different. Some of these are really coarse on the pattern. You see the knurling pattern here compared to some of the other ones. I noticed that. That's something really weird that I noticed on some of these. Compared to like these actually have, you see the pattern is actually a little different on the knurling. That's what they call it, knurling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it looks like the side. It looks like the side of a dime or a quarter.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I'm sorry. Sometimes my terminology from my brain to my mouth does not work right.
I don't think I'd be a fan of that.
It's okay. We know that you're from Nashville. It's understood.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like that pattern. I don't know if I'd be comfortable.
It looks like a heavy knurled telly knob. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I just show you those. It's a little different. And that's one thing I've been noticing about the fine tuners, because one of Ed's guitars in one of the locations, they have the original whale tail on it, but all the fine tuners are gone off of it, and it's like I hope they took them off before they just played the guitar, because if they didn't, some fans probably have grabbed them over the years, as a souvenir or something. So.
One advantage I could say that type of fine tuner would have, though, I mean, I don't particularly like it. But, I mean, for a very slight, minute adjustment, just getting a nail in there, a thumbnail and fingernail kind of thing, you could grip it if, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah, I noticed that. And these also have...
I think they look cooler.
Oh, yeah. This thing has a unique style to it. That's one thing that I really noticed. It's really neat. I love trying to figure out accuracies of things. Also, another thing I meant to tell you guys too, these actually have 2-bolt patterns, and some of these have 3 bolts. Let me show you like this one actually has 3 bolts here for the intonation settings.
You're talking about the holes in the bass unit?
Yeah, the bass for the bass unit, and this one actually has 2. So. Yeah,
the earlier ones will have 2, and the ones made in maybe 1982 or early '83 will have 3.
Yep. And this is actually a unit. It's an old one, but it actually has some of these. This one actually had 3 of them in it.
Oh, no kidding.
Question on that, but for both Davids, actually, either one of you can answer this. Would that have been, when you're talking they came later like that, would it be more for 24-fret scale guitars and things like that, possibly for intonation setups? And
I think they did it for reasons. I don't think it had to do with 24 frets. I think it had to do with people are lazy when they build guitars, and they don't You know, they may not.
Slop it in anywhere.
Yeah, like it just gives you that much more room for error.
Okay, makes total sense. Yep.
Yeah,
Good answer.
you know, because sometimes the Floyd Rose posts might be a little forward or they might be a little backward.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people can't hold a drill press steady, and you could, you know, it gives you at least a little bit of room for error.
Good answer. Thank you.
That's funny.
Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
Okay. Also, what I've noticed also is over the years these the bolt stems, the Allen the bolt stems for the Allens. These are really, really thin compared to some of the production models I've seen over the years. The barrel and these are really thinner. I don't know. I just what I noticed on some of the units compared to like these are actually thicker in more durability, I guess, more thicker. So that's one thing I noticed over the years compared to this whale tail that I have. And now the one that I have on my 5150 does not have that. Like I explained earlier, this doesn't have this string retainer for the spring. It doesn't have it on that one. When I got that unit from Japan, it didn't have it anyway, and I noticed Ed didn't have it on his 5150, and I'm just trying to get the most accurate 5150 build possible.
Correct. That it wouldn't have come with one
Yeah.
on that particular version of it.
Yep. And then
How come though? Why didn't it come with them? Was it because it's already like pulled back that you don't really need it to get against the base plate?
I think it had to do with. Well, I don't think they actually engineered it yet. I think that it was. They didn't think of it at the time.
Oh, okay.
Brad Gillis's guitar doesn't have it either. You know, from Night Ranger, he had one of the original.
Yeah, but he doesn't have fine tuners on his guitars.
Exactly. Yeah.
And his was black too, which was cool.
Actually, the original one on his red original guitar is.
Oh, right. It's chrome. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking about the Fernandez guitars.
Correct. They're black. Yeah, but they're not Floyd Rose. Those aren't Floyd Rose units either.
Those are Fernandez.
Yeah.
Aren't they? Yep.
Yes.
Okay, on the back of the lock nut, I forgot to bring this up earlier, and I apologize. There's number stampings on the back of these lock nuts. You'll see the numbers on them, and Dave can explain this a little bit better than I can, but there's numbers back here. Now, the one on my 5150 does not have any stamping numbers at all. I can't take it off right now because I've already got it set up, and man, I just don't want to tweak with that guitar because, man, after I got that thing set up, I love this thing so much I don't even want to touch it from the design front. But I'll show you some other ones too.
Well, while you're looking for stuff, I'll tell you why. The one without the numbers on it is the original one. They're all hand tooled marks on them.
Yep.
If it has a number on it,
I have
it's
one.
not a real one. It's made by Fernandez, but they're still very good. They're great quality, and they're exact repros of them, but they're not original Floyd Roses.
Yep. And that's why I seeked out one with no stamp markings at all, so I can have the accuracy, 5150 that I could get, So I was after that accuracy detail.
The ones with the numbers are also skinnier than the ones that have the hand tooling marks.
Some of them are, not all of them.
Oh, not all of them? Oh,
No, not all of them. They're all different.
Because I mentioned mine last time, and mine doesn't have the thread inserts from the back.
Well, I'm just trying to think, is there anything else? Oh, here's the gold one. I'll show the lock nut for the gold one, because here's the gold Floyd. And it came, when I usually get one of these things, it comes with both the lock nut and the Floyd. And so I wanted to try to make sure I always get the matching unit with it. And this one actually came, and you can see the numbers on it. If flip it over, you can actually see the numbers on the back of it, stamped in it. But it come with this unit, and I mean, I want to use this one for another guitar build when I have it later on. I've got the bar, and I've got all the parts for this one, the springs and everything for it, so it's ready to go on a guitar sometime. I'm thinking about using this on a special project eventually. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I'm missing? But I just wanted to do
Dave, can I ask you?
Yes.
Can I ask you a favor? On that gold nut you just had.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, can you take the string clamps off of it
Sure.
real quick? I just want to see something.
Sure. Let me move this out of the way, and I'll pull this off for you. It's the first time I ever had them off, to be honest with you. I never took when I got it out of the package, I never took it apart. And let me take the back screws off too real quick.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Can you see that?
Can you just bring it a little closer?
Yeah, sure.
Right there. That's good. Right there.
Perfect. Yeah.
Right there. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Dave, you got to keep talking, Dave, so we can see.
Okay. All right. Let me show you. Here's the back of it. Here's the back of the gold Floyd Rose.
Stamp numbers.
Stamp numbers on the back, and then here's the front. And I'll give you side angles here in a second. Okay. Just give me 1 second.
Raise it a little bit.
All right. Can you see?
That's lowering it. There you go. Raise it. That's it.
Yeah.
Right there.
There. You like that? Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yep.
So that's a gold unit, and here's the side of it.
Cool.
Trying to make it level. So there's a good side unit of it. And let me go to the. This is to be the front going towards the tuners. Oh, sorry. I'm not seeing. I didn't see my video. My bad. Sorry. So now here's the back side going back to the nut. And
You can see the taper to it as well.
yeah, taper on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Radius.
Yeah, the radius, and this Floyd. Oh yeah, by the way, these Floyds both have the radius, like really compound radius built into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what those numbers are on that saddles. So does that help you, Teddy? Did they give you information you wanted?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Because I have one too.
Okay.
I have one too with
Okay.
the
And there's
Very nice.
a nut on it, so you can see the regular nut on it and stuff. So
I've never owned a gold one. I've owned a lot of Floyds, but never a gold one.
yeah, I got this one in Japan. Got it shipped over here, and come U.S. Postal Service. And man, I was nervous. I was watching that tracking number. I don't want that thing to come up missing.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
Yeah, that's what I'm scared about ordering from especially Japan or.
Yep.
I've had good luck.
China.
I've had good luck.
Yep. I've never lost anything yet. Knock on wood. And but it's always. It only takes one time. You know how it is. But that's this one came. It came in about 6 days, really. You know.
Wow, nice.
Ordered it on a Monday, and it came on the next Monday, or it came the next Tuesday. You know, the following week. And sometimes you can get them quicker. You can actually use priority mail. But they use a lot of the U.S. mail because of the customs. It's easier to go through the customs that way for U.S. mail. So.
Certainly.
Okay. And I've got some other Floyd Roses for different builds. Here's one with a D-Tuner on it, EVH D-Tuner. It's an older Floyd. It's got the original block on it. I never replaced that one yet. This is one I've got. It's got the collar system, like we have. Where's it at? I'll show you in a sec. Like right here, like this one. Well, I'm sorry, this is not the right collar. It's got the EVH collar we have for the newer units.
Oh, okay. So it's not.
Yeah,
an 80 collar?
like you got. It's got that collar. It's got the screen collar on the side. You'll see, right here.
No, I have on all my Floyds. I have the original collar. I don't.
Okay,
have
yeah.
The new style.
You
I
could
don't like
replace
the new
these.
Yes, you can replace them. The
Yeah.
reason why I go with the original ones from the 80s,
Yeah.
because all of the new collars, all the ones with the new collars where you screw the collar onto the post,
Yep.
they're 9 degrees taller than the old ones.
Really?
Just like this.
Yes.
Wow.
And it just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah, it's too high of an arc.
I did not notice that. I
Yep.
never thought of that. Okay.
I wouldn't say
Should've-
too high of an arc, but it's a noticeable arc.
Okay.
It's exactly 9 degrees higher.
That's quite a bit.
Wow.
Yep.
Now I'll have to think about that when I play one tonight.
Yeah.
Now, what are you talking about? You're talking about the bar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The newer collar system, which is on pretty much all the new Floyd Roses that you'll see. Anything past, I want to say 1992 or so, will have this new style arm on it. And it's going to be taller than the older style. And I've had old Floyd Roses on all my guitars forever, and now Floyd Rose has reissued that style arm that you can actually put back on all of your new Floyd Roses.
That's right.
So,
Because this should
Thank
normally
God
sit
for
about
that.
here. It should normally be right about there.
It's funny we mentioned this because on my my Floyd is an 84, I believe, because I think in 84 is when they had the patent date on the block. Am I wrong?
It sounds somewhat right.
I think that's when they put the
Uh,
patent date on the block.
yeah, it should be, yes. And you should have
Yeah.
the old arm on you.
Yeah, and I have the old arm on it, but when I bought it, it was missing two of the shims that go underneath. It was missing the phenolic shim, and it was missing the shim that has the that sticks out a little bit, and it actually grabs the arm and keeps it in from spinning. The collar, I mean. So I'm gonna have to get a new one.
Okay.
All right. And also, not to get too far off a topic, I'm going to show you the EVH Music Man Floyd Rose that we talked about a couple times ago. And it has there's differences on the Music Man model off the EVH than a regular Music Man. And
You really
here's
see it in the saddles.
here, yeah, it's got offset saddles here, and also this one actually has a different collar on it too. This is the first time I saw this type of collar before.
Oh, yeah.
It actually, the bar actually has a bolt in the very bottom, if you can see here. Let me go back. You'll see an Allen head back here.
Oh, wow.
And this is the original type of Floyd. Well, this is the equivalent of the Floyd Rose from the Music Man style. So what it is this has this long collar here. And the bar goes all the way through the collar, and then the nut goes in through the bottom here, you see? Here's the nut.
Wow, that's
And-
ridiculous.
And it goes through here. All your EVH Music Mans were like this. And then, if you can see it here, it's got the Allen head in the bottom. And then you got this set screw here also. And then, the bar is... it just pretty much free spins, You can lock it down. That's where you can lock it down from the back side of or you can lock it down here on the collar. But I've got a guitar I want to build. It's a Music Man, and I wanted to find this tremolo. I found this years ago. You can't find these anymore really because they only made the EVH models for a few years. And then I called Music Man years ago over this and asked them if I can get this unit, and they said no. Eddie requested the molds to be destroyed after the contract ended.
Wow.
And so the molds for these were non-existent anymore. So.
Man, yeah, I wish I could get one of those because mine got destroyed.
Yep.
On my original, I have a 1992 that I've
What
had.
happened to it?
Well, when I play, my hands get
He
wet.
wore it out.
And so
Tidal wave.
eventually what happened was my palm gets wet when I play, and I rest it on the bridge.
Right.
And so what happened was the little block in the saddles ended up getting like rusted. So every time I wanted to change a string, I'd have to take like an Allen wrench and a hammer and like hit to move the block back.
Okay.
And eventually my bridge like that got so rusted and messed up, I just tossed it and stuck on an original Floyd from my Kramer Focus 1000, whatever.
Do you still have it, Johnny?
No. The bridge? No, yeah. I sold it on eBay to somebody years and years ago. But yeah, I was going to say something else too. Welcome. We have some new people in here. And as far as the audio, if anybody, if you want to speak, just make sure you don't have any like TVs or radios or anything on, because we can get in trouble for broadcasting that stuff. And also, there is some questions. Do we want to wait until everybody's totally done to answer questions from Facebook or whatever? Or
well, I think we should leave. This hangout totally on the Floyd Rose unit. And if David is done, we should take questions.
Sure. One thing I was going to tell you real quick, if you see it, it says on this Music Man, it says Godo on the block. That's one thing I did notice. I guess Godo made these for Music Man, but
yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I know Music Man was their guitar company. They don't have the resources to make every part. They have to outsource things. And I actually contacted Godo years ago about that, and they said, well, we don't have those. It's a Music Man proprietary part. And I was asking them, do they still have the molds? Just to ask them, but they said no. So, okay, that was the last thing I wanted to tell you. So bring on the questions.
That was it. Cool. Okay, I'll read some questions. And
nice job, Dave.
Thanks, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was great, man. That was great. Awesome. Let's see. Gary Oki Cassandrand. I'm sorry, I'm totally butchering your name, man. On Facebook, are the single locking trems good at keeping guitars in tune?
Depends on how hard you use them, I think.
No.
Single locking. So that means what? With the ones without the fine tuners?
Without a locking.
No, single locking. Single locking means it's locked into the Floyd, like you cut the ball off and it locks into the Floyd, but there's no locking nut at the nut. That's a single locking to the Floyd.
Yeah, like not one of these. Yeah.
I would say with a brass nut, you might have some life there.
Okay, I have another question. Alan Garber, who wishes he could be in here, but he's under the weather. One Floyd question, or maybe a discussion topic. Can anyone tell a tone difference from the various, I can't even read, iterations? Is that the right word?
Yeah, reversions, yeah.
Yeah, of the Floyd. Can anyone tell a tone difference between the different Floyds?
Anytime there's more mass.
I think that depends. It depends on everyone's ear. I particularly can, and the only difference I could tell is non-fine tuning to ones with fine tuners on it. There's just more mass to it.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that.
It's going to be bigger. It's going to be a bigger sound, and if you change the block, it's going to be even a bigger sound. So, depending on what version of Floyd Rose you have, and the changes you make to it, you can absolutely hear a difference.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, I just muted you. Hang on, one more question. The same guy, Alan. The few Floyd guitar parts on Women, Children First and Fair Warning were the non-fine tuner, and then diver down forwards. Am I totally butchering this? Is this making any kind of sense? Blah 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 blah. I'll just read it the way I've seen it. The few Floyd guitar parts on Women and Children First and Fair Warning were the non-fine tuner, and then Diver Down Forwards feature the fine tuner versions.
Correct.
Oh, maybe he's just telling us this. I don't think this is a question.
It's more of a trivia.
Just thought I'd throw that out there. Have a great hangout. Okay, that was Alan Garber. We had him in a previous one. Let's see, another question.
Where are you seeing these questions, Johnny? Is this on the video?
They probably sent them to him personally.
No, well, they're on Facebook. I posted this video within like a bunch of different Facebook groups, and anybody who comments on any of those video, like within underneath the video, it pops up in my on my Facebook. This doesn't have anything to do with Floyd Rose though. Taylor Petrie. What kind of picks did Eddie use back in the 5150 days?
His own. No?
They were made by D'Andrea, and they were thin, very
Paper
thin.
thin. I have one from the 5150 tour. Got it.
I have it as well.
Yeah. Paper
How did
thin.
how did you catch it if it was so thin?
It fell nice and soft, fluttered.
Oh, it like fell like a leaf.
Pretty
kind of
much.
through it? I remember when I saw him on the 0812 tour. I remember him tossing cigarettes into the pit, like right before the audience. There's like a pit where there's nobody, where there's cameras, like you were talking about, Eric, earlier.
Yeah.
He would take a cigarette and he would just like toss it. And I remember seeing it like just like fly down, like the smoke go. And also he had like a bucket on stage as well, where he would throw the cigarettes in.
Oh, I never saw that.
I remember that. That was cool. That was cool. So as far as any kind of questions, that's let me see. Is that all I'm seeing right now? There might be some more. Glenn Whitney says, "Cool, awesome." Yeah, there's like 9 people watching this right now. It's been fluctuating.
Hey, everyone.
Fluctuating. Is that? I can't talk.
Good idea.
I'm glad this isn't my presentation because I can't. Oh, cool. Did you guys see this? EVH Gear posted a sneak peek of one of the new Wolfgangs.
The green one?
The green one.
Yeah,
What do they call
I
it?
commented earlier saying we need to do a camouflage stealth stripe on that one.
What do they call it? Something
We
green?
were talking about that
It's
before.
called olive drab.
Olive drab.
Sure, the military will like it.
Cool, cool. Yeah, it's just like green.
It's different.
That's probably why they came up with that
Yeah.
color for the military.
Yep. I have a Floyd question, and I'm going to throw this to the guitar players. And I've done this a million times myself too. I'm curious to see how you guys do this. When you're cutting off the balls of the strings, whether you reverse them and put them through the string, the keys, whatever tuning keys, do you cut off the balls completely? Do you save a little bit of winding? I've done both. I don't necessarily have a preference. I'm just wondering how you guys cut them and apply them to the Floyd, to the trem.
I cut mine all the way off. I just
All the way
cut
up?
whole thing off.
Bare string?
Yeah.
Yeah. I cut mine all the way off. I just put them in. What I hate is that I'm sorry, I wasn't even listening. When people put it the opposite way through the tuner,
Yeah.
and then they have the ball on the tuner. When you're trying
I don't
to
like the way
change
it looks.
strings, like when you let's say if you do a guitar repair for a shop and someone brings in a guitar like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's like no.
I got news for you,
You
Johnny.
can't.
Eddie had his guitars done like that in the '90s when he was using his Music Man.
Oh,
Who was
cool.
his tech? Who was his tech back then?
Was it Zeke?
It was Matt Brook, wasn't it?
Yep, I think it was Matt Brook, and I think Matt Brook left the balls on the tuning pegs at the headstock because when I got my Music Man guitars way back when they were brand new, they had the balls on the headstock, and I think that they were doing it exactly the way Eddie told them to do it.
That's cool.
That's cool. Oh, so I think we got another question, but I cannot find it.
Hey, I've got something since I'm kind of the novice of the group here. And as David was talking there, I kind of busted out my Floyd that I'm getting ready to put on my Frankie build here. And I just wanted him to have a look at it and see what he thought, or any of you guys thought.
Let's see a better picture.
Try to get.
Keep talking while you show it.
Okay, let me get in some better light here, maybe. This will help. All right, here we go.
Not too bad. Can you just back it away from the camera just a tiny, tiny bit?
Sure.
Okay, they're getting a bit better. That's getting better quality.
Now, what's your question?
Just wanted to know how I am on accuracy as far as for the Frankie. What I got? What do I have here, really?
It looks like a regular German Floyd Rose to me from what I'm looking at.
Can you flip it around?
There you
Go
go.
ahead.
Yeah.
It
Looks
even
good to
looks
me.
like it's semi-intonated, but you won't know for sure until it's actually on a guitar with a neck on it.
Right, right.
It kind of looks like the way it should be,
Okay.
and it looks
Nice.
like it's in
Great.
good condition.
Yeah, you got a good one for sure.
What block do you have on that? What's the
It's
block?
got the
Are there any
42 on here right now. Yeah, it's got the 42,
There's no
but I'm probably
patent.
going to switch it out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the stock block that came with it?
It's got the patent stuff on it, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
regular steel block. That's the regular steel block. What I would do if I were you, when you do your Frankie build, is put a brass block on it, either a 37 millimeter or a 42 millimeter.
Okay,
Here's a
yeah, that's what I
42.
was looking at.
Yeah,
What
here's
does
a
he have
42.
on it now? Does Ed have a 37 on it now?
It's got a 42 on it now.
Now? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need a 42. I think 37 is fine, but if they don't have it in stock, then get the 42. That's fine too. It's just that on a big brass block, 42 is a bit much.
All right, so 37.
37 is what I'd go with. I have them on all of my guitars.
All right, great. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, here's
Okay,
a,
Oh, sorry.
Here's a 42 brass block right here I was going to show you. So here's a 42, and here's the copper version of it. It's actually made of copper. So, okay. Sorry, Johnny.
Cool. Okay, I got another question. Where are these questions coming from? It says they're on YouTube, but I know the comments are disabled on live videos. You can't. Are you guys commenting within Google Plus? Craig Mead. I have my granddaughter right now, so I can't join. Walter Brudder? Non-Floyd question. What Kramer body was the 5150 Kramer guitar from the 5150 Live Without a Net tour and the 0812 tour as well? Was it a Pacer? Question mark.
Yes, it was
The
a
Pacer-
modified Pacer Special.
Well, that was easy.
Modified Pacer Special. The reason why it's called modified is because the jack is on the bottom of the guitar and not on the face of the guitar. When those guitars were first built, the Pacers were first built, they were right on the guitar next to the volume, next to the tone pot. So Eddie at that time modified it and said, I don't want it on the face, I want it on the bottom of the guitar, and that's what made it modified. Also, that it was a poplar body and not a
Basswood?
maple body.
Oh, maple.
So, yeah, because Kramer was making them two ways only. They only used two woods. They used poplar and maple. That's it for their bodies.
Cool.
At that time period.
Cool. Well, hey, Lamont. Hey, sorry. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
There you are. Hey, sorry. Yeah, I had to mute you because it kept. I could hear. Do you have a fan running in the background or something?
You know what? I'm right by a vent. Yeah, and I had it. You know what? I had it plugged into a big speaker. I unplugged it. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's good.
Better on my
That's
end.
good. Cool.
Okay. Hey, look, just a quick question.
Welcome.
All right, I have a Wolfgang special made in Japan, and I was wondering the Floyd Rose on here. Is it just a proprietary for EVH? Is there anything special about it? Is it just a rebrand of a current Floyd Rose model? Like say like a special or something like that?
I didn't understand your question because you were cutting in and out.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's try it again. All right. Okay, I have an EVH Wolfgang made in Japan, and I was wondering about the Floyd Rose on it. What model is it? Is it just a proprietary model made for this guitar?
Does it say EVH on the Floyd itself?
Yes.
It's probably, because it's Japanese made, it's probably called, it's a Floyd Rose 1000. That is made in Korea.
Okay. All right. I guess that answers the question.
It's not German made. It's not a bad unit, but it won't stay in tune as well as a German-made one, but it's still pretty good.
Okay, great. Yeah, I haven't had any problem with it. Also, I bought one of those new Sterling AX4s, and it's got a Sterling Floyd Rose on it, and it's been just excellent. I put a D-Tuna on it.
Cool.
And
I haven't seen one.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. Hold on a second.
Love to see it.
Here we go.
There it is. That's the one with the 5-way switch, right?
Yes.
Keep talking so we can see it.
Yeah. Yep, it's got the 5-way switch, and this bridge stays in tune just perfect. No problems whatsoever.
Nice.
Got the gold D-Tuna on it. Works out
cool.
Perfectly.
Looks good.
Congratulations on that. Looks nice.
That's
all
cool.
right, fellas.
That's cool,
Thanks.
man. Yeah, you're welcome, man.
You're welcome to stay here if you want. You don't have to leave.
I am. And hey, Johnny, thanks for letting me in. We've been chatting here and there and sharing pictures for a long time. You're a great guy, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's great to meet you in person, dude.
And one more thing. Before I ever was your friend on Facebook or anything, I had been watching your videos. You taught me a lot. Believe that.
Cool. Thank you. Well, let's see it. What can you do? Wow. I taught you all that.
Nice. I think Johnny's wondering where all his money went.
There you go. That's awesome, man.
All right.
That's really cool.
Good job.
Yeah. You're welcome to stay in here, of course.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
Cool. I might have to mute you though, just because of that vent. But it's
Go for it. Definitely. I'm gonna hit it myself. I'm just gonna sit back and listen. You guys go for it.
cool. There we go. Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Be right back, boys.
Oh, well, there goes Nesdal.
No, I'll be right back.
Oh, you're still here? Okay, cool. Well, I don't know why the video is just staying on Lamont, but I guess.
I see it rotating.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't see it rotating. I'm watching the live.
Oh yeah, the live feed.
I'm watching the live feed. Let me see. Let me refresh here. Check. Hello. Nah. I don't know.
I'm seeing you right now. Now I'm seeing Dave's place. There's Dave. Hey, Dave.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm watching the live feed and I just see Lamont, but you know, it's cool. It's cool. What? What else is there?
It was very informative today, I think.
It was cool. It was cool. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't here for most of it because, like I said, I'm. This was like the only day I could finish up around here because I'm heading to NAM in just like a few days. So I couldn't. Whoa! Look at that. Oh, okay. I've seen your guitars, man. That's your You did a like a Neptune Kramer kind of paint job. Yes.
That is the Neptune, buddy.
Wow.
Now, one quick thing about this. This was a single locking tuner. I swapped out the saddles because I had added a D-Tuna at one point and ended up taking it off. Let's see if you can see that. See, there we go. That's a really old Floyd. It's off of a Kramer, one of those cheap ones. Cheap one from Japan, but it was an old one. This is like an 80s Kramer right here.
Mm-hmm. Like a striker or something.
Yeah, it's an old striker, nothing special. Had some fun with it and threw some paint on it.
Yeah. Well, people want those things today, though. You know.
Yeah, I just need a neck for it. I'm waiting on a neck.
Uh-huh.
So I got.
Where are you getting it from?
Where did I get this guitar? I got it in a trade.
No, where are you going to get the neck from?
You know what? I haven't got it yet. There's a guy, you know, Shredder Rodriguez, Mike Rodriguez, Johnny Bean. He's on the guitar Facebook page.
Mike
Anyhow,
Rodriguez. Yes.
yeah, he's pointing me in the right direction. He did a 5150 build, and he told me I could get a decent neck for about $125, something like that. It's a hockey stick neck. So I'm gonna look into it. But right now, I'm just focusing on my Wolfgang and my new AX4 that I'm just thrilled with. I love that thing.
Yeah. I did a kind of a little review or something of the AX.
Yes, you did.
Or the sub, one of those things. Is that the same?
Yeah, it's the Sub AX4. It's not a limited run, but I think it was made for in-store Guitar Center.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm seeing them on Sweetwater and Musician's Friend, but they've got them marked up pretty high. They're as low as $229 at Guitar Center. I don't think you can get any entry-level guitar that's on the level of that AX4. Fender can forget it with their Squier. Gibson can forget it with their Epiphone. Music Man went all out for the small guy with not a lot of cash. I mean, you don't even have to swap these pickups out, to be honest. Not right away, anyway. They voiced them after the DiMarzios. They're excellent, you know. I don't see. I've been playing it a little more than my Wolfgang lately. Maybe because it's new and I'm just want to get used to it. But I'm really enjoying that guitar.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, I remember the one that I played. I remember thinking it was great because it had the 5-way switch.
Yes.
You know, and because I have you know one of the old ones, you know, the original ones where it's just a 3-way.
Right.
I remember thinking a 5-way on that.
Get some nice twang for sure.
You get some great strat tones out of it. What's the name of that song? Best of Both Worlds is my favorite one to jam to on that guitar. Simply because of that 5-way switch. It does it, man. That was a little chorus, and we're good to go.
Try finish what you started on that guitar, too. Finish what you started, have that real nice twang. In the second position, probably sound pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Question: What does it work? It acts as what is it? A coil split?
Yeah, it would. It would. It'd be
It would
the
act as a coil split.
humbucker, then the outside coil of the humbucker plus the middle coil, the middle pickup, and then middle pickup, you know, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's basically how it is. It's a coil split. I love it. It sounds like a Strat whenever you want it to. Get
Nice.
that thin nasal tone.
Yeah. You know, honestly,
Nice.
that guitar for even for a working musician, like a kind of a struggling working musician, you could have one guitar. If they only had the one guitar, that would be like a nice raunch rock, and you get some twang to it too.
Well, I'll tell you this. Like, they have the Sub AX40D, which has the DiMarzios in it. It has the same exact Floyd Rose as this AX4. The only drawback is the top on it. This has got a photo flame finish, whereas the other one has a maple veneer.
Yeah.
So I don't think it has any effect on tone. It's just a cosmetic, and who cares, you know? If you're staring that hard at my axe, you got a problem, buddy. Hey, that's a photo finish. That ain't right.
Cool.
You suck now.
There's
Nice, Dave.
Nesdall's.
That's very nice.
Nesdall's holding up his.
Here's my photo flame.
Yeah, that's definitely a nice photo.
Yeah, I remember I was at Guitar Center some months back, and I had my Music Man with me, you know, and this guy, I was playing it, you know, through an amp, whatever, and this guy comes walking up, and he's like staring at me, like staring at the guitar, like, and his mouth just like drops, and I look, and the guitar that he's holding, that he was gonna plug in, was like the one that you have, or one of the, is that the Sterling? Is that what you have, or one of those, right? And he's like, oh, can I play yours? You know, and I'm like, sure, of course, you know, and he couldn't believe it, you know, 'cause, yeah, the original ones you don't see.
Oh no,
You don't see them anywhere, you know, because they were very limited, and you know, people who have them, they just have them, you know, put away. Like mine, I mean, I trashed mine for years and years and years. I still play it, but I wouldn't gig with it anymore, you know, just because they're kind of, you know, how rare they're becoming or whatever.
Right.
But I remember when it was my main guitar back like 16, 17 years ago or whatever, I remember playing, shows with it, and that was somewhat after the PV Wolfgang came out. And so everybody thought I was playing a PV Wolfgang. They'd be like, "Oh, nice Wolfgang, man." And I'm like, "No, this is the Music Man." Like, people didn't know the difference,
Mhm.
There's
Some
tons
people
who still don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, they're all great guitars, though. I love them all. I love the new EVH series, their guitars. I have a Chinese special that I play, and it's great. It's awesome.
Nice.
I
really want a white one now, a white Wolfgang.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get myself to paint mine, though. I just won't do it. Not to a Wolfgang, not yet.
Yeah, what was that, Teddy?
Johnny, it's funny that you mentioned how you beat yours up a lot, and like, I don't know where you have a picture of. I think it's just like the headstock portion and like the first couple of frets, and your neck on yours. The neck on yours is so dirty, and it looks so good. Like,
yeah, that's real. There was no graphite pencil used in that, man. Yeah,
yeah, I know.
That's the real deal, and yeah, mine. I mean, when those guitars came out, of course, that neck was made, to Relic or whatever, Eddie's neck, that he had on the 5150 or whatever. So when you bought those guitars brand new, when you played them brand new, it did kind of feel like a used guitar in a way, But yeah, mine, I've been, trashing mine since '92. Mine is like one of the most comfortable guitars you could ever play. So trashed, and it's great.
Question. You know how everyone, like, we have pretty good resources saying that it is modeled after a 5150 neck. Did anyone ever confirm that? Like, did Ed ever confirm that?
Yes,
he did. I think he did. I think in some interviews back then he did say that was after his Kramer or 5150 or whatever.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's such a unique neck. I mean, it's so small,
Yeah.
And the ones today, they're similar. The Axis, the Sterling, the one that you have, they're similar in a way, the shape. But the original ones, they're so tiny. They're so.
Yeah.
A friend of mine had one. He had a green one. I've played the green one.
Yeah.
So Johnny, have you picked up that 5150 overdrive yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. I want to. I would say probably after NAMM. NAMM is next week. Probably when I get back from there, I'll probably get one.
Sweet.
Yeah. Do you have one? Did you get one?
No. I'm still running multi-effects right now because it kind of has everything. I got a Zoom G9 2T. I don't know if you ever heard of that. It's got the twin tube in it. But yeah, I'm looking to ditch that soon. I've already got some individual stomp pedals. I got a MXR Phase 90, the EVH version. I got a generic little chorus pedal, but I'm working on it. As soon as I get the 5150, I'm going to ditch my multi-effects. I'm running a Bugera V55 HD head. It's pretty decent tones out of that. Got a 2x12 cab. So yeah, as soon as I get that overdrive, I should be in business. But my G9 does have a nice 5150 model in it that I've tweaked out, I think, pretty decent.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. That's my basement rig. Up here I got a practice amp. Piece of crap, but does the job, man.
That sounds like a pretty good rig for sure, man. Later on tonight, too, if anybody wants to check it out, I'm doing a video, throwing it up on YouTube. It's going to go over some effect setups and stuff like
that. Cool. Uh-oh.
Cool. Sorry, I hit the wrong thing. I think I muted you, Eric. Not intentional.
It's all good. Yeah, anyways, yeah, I had some guys asking about pedals and chains and loops and whether it goes to the front, blah, blah, blah. So hopefully it'll be informative to some of you guys.
Has anyone in here tried the new overdrive yet?
Johnny has, eh?
Yeah, I've tried it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a need for it, but I've had this discussion with a lot of guys because as you can see in the back, I've got the 5150 half stack there, but I'm going to buy it for sure. just for the fact that I want to run it to the clean channel as well. I think it'll give me a fourth channel that'll have some bite to it as well. So I'm definitely grabbing it.
Nice. Yeah, I was about to pop on one myself.
Yeah. I did a video where I played the overdrive through a 5153.
Yeah, you did.
On the clean channel,
I saw that.
and then I A/B'd the blue channel to the pedal.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's it's very close, very close, and I could see using it with the 5153 as like what you were saying, Eric, using it as an extra channel in a way. But yeah, you can use that thing through anything. I did a video. I used it through a Fender 112, and it sounded great.
Johnny, I think it was you. I think I was talking to you about this the other day. If not, I'm having a deja vu, but I know I was talking to somebody about it. And a lot of times, too, like us guys, if we all like Eddie Van Halen, love him, and we have our rigs that, in a lot of cases, are just like his or similar. But there's times where if we're playing with other bands, we might not have the luxury of having our rigs there. And having that pedal, I mean, even running into a combo of any sort, that'll give you a pretty darn good comfort zone and tone of what that amp will do. So it's always good to have in the pedal board or a gym bag or whatever, just for that sole purpose.
Yeah, totally. Have it with you, take it. You can play it through any amp and get something very close to what you're used to if you do use one of those amps.
That's right.
I've played that pedal through a Fender Twin Reverb at Guitar Center, and it takes you right there.
Oh, that's cool.
Right where you need to be, really.
Yeah.
All right, I got to get to the store before they close. You guys have convinced me.
There you go. Let me talk to my Dunlop rep. I'll see if we can get you all a deal. I'm spoiled. I get them at a pretty good price.
Oh yeah, Dunlop. They're just down the street from me.
There you go.
I feel like everything's down the street from Johnny.
It is. Except Canada.
I'm down the street from Johnny.
Canada is a ways away. David Nesdahl is a ways away. Google is right around the hill. Is right over the hill. Facebook is right over the hill.
Actually, if you look at Johnny the way he's dressed right now, too, he's actually in my other room right now. He's making it look like he's in LA, but he's actually dressed for my weather.
Yeah, I know. And this is a girl's jacket too.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Okay, there you go.
I wear women's clothing. Oh, whoops! Did I just say that?
Here comes the comments now.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, everything is here. Everything is right. I mean, this is, hub
of the world right there.
Where I live. I was in San Francisco 2 nights ago. I went to see a friend of mine who was in town doing a comedy stand-up, show, and oh yeah, San Francisco is it's the top tourist destination of the world, isn't it? It's one of them, at least.
I saw that you're heading there.
Yeah. Everybody's there. You walk down the street, everybody's a tourist.
Yeah.
Kind of like Hawaii.
Everybody, yeah. So it says we have like 7 people actually looking at us. I'm not counting one of them. It says 8, but I'm actually looking on another screen.
So that's one. David
Nesdahl wanted back in because he got dropped again.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my screen, but
Dave is back. Let me see if there's any more questions. Okay, here we go. Yes, Ron Padget? I'm sorry, is that how you say him? Padget? Yeah, I know. The video, it is stuck on Lamont. So.
Oh, sorry guys.
No, it's cool. I don't know where that is. If that's on your end or. Here, let me do this. Let me. I'll let you right back in. Okay. We'll see if the camera goes back to normal. Yeah, because it's not the audio. It's on him. If you can hear me, Lamont, let me. I'll let you right back in. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, there I am. Okay. Looks like it's back. I think. For me, it is anyway. The live stream, I can't tell.
Yeah, I see you, Johnny.
Because it's.
Yes, so do I.
Yeah, it was stuck on him for some reason. Let me let him back. What was his username though?
Lamont Laws.
Uh-oh. Oh, I think he's in a circle.
Yep.
Incoming video call.
That'd be
Yeah, you can't call me. I have to call you.
Yeah, Lamont's calling. I could tell that he's calling us.
Yeah.
He's calling all of us.
Here we go.
Damn.
Invite. Okay, I just invited everybody back. He should be back in, I think. Hopefully. But yeah, that was cool, man. I can't believe I taught him all that stuff. I mean, he's great. He's a great guitar player.
Yeah, he is. He's a very good guitar player.
Okay, any
I
other?
think he owes you some money.
Oh, no. Hopefully he's back in. If not,
It was most time.
I'm still getting the video call from him.
You got to X out of it.
I did. But it's still there. So he's still trying to call us.
was he in that circle?
I just added him myself a minute ago.
Oh, question. Before when we were talking about Floyd's, I think David brought up the Floyd that doesn't have, on his 5150, how the Floyd doesn't have anything on the back, and how he didn't want to pull it off to show us right now because it's set up perfectly.
The nut, you mean?
Yeah, the nut. If you want me to pull one off, because I have one on my neck, just let me know, because I could go do it right now if you want to see it.
Wait, you have a vintage prototype nut?
Yeah, with nothing on the back. I showed this in the last video too.
What guitar?
On a neck that I bought on eBay, with the crowns on it. Here, hold on.
Okay, I'm trying to let Lamont back in. I just have to get his email address somehow. Okay, he read my message. Yeah, Google Plus is really weird. It's really weird for finding people. Sometimes it lets you find them, and sometimes it doesn't. Right, here we go.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, Lamont. Hey.
Okay, so I got this. I think I showed this in the other video, did I?
Yeah, you did. I think so.
I did, right?
We got a couple new guys today, though.
Okay, so I got this neck on eBay for $100, and it came with the crowns, which I'm like, I saw this neck, I'm like, okay, if I don't get this right now, someone's gonna. So one of you would have probably bought it, just on the fact that it had crowns on it. But so when I got it, it came with the string tree, which is were the prototype string trees completely rounded?
Yes, they were completely
Okay,
round.
so that's completely rounded, so that's a prototype string tree, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So it had the string tree on it, and it had the nut, but it didn't have the saddles on it.
Oh, the
And this
the
would have-
clamps.
It didn't have the nut clamps, which would have had which would have been the hump nut clamps.
Yes.
So when I bought
Yep.
this neck, I was just expecting like the biggest surprise factor would be like, oh, it had the crowns and it's a good neck. And I wasn't expecting when I took this nut off that it was gonna be a prototype. But here, hold on. Here, that's the back. You see that?
Yep. No
Yeah,
stand.
nothing. And there's marks. You could see like hand tooling marks. It's really hard
The
to pick up.
tool marks. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's hard to pick up. They just look like striations. They're like lines going in vertical
Yeah,
direction.
that's it. That's exactly it.
Yeah, it's hard to pick up.
Very
Can you
cool.
see it?
Yep.
Yeah. And then,
So it's a good score.
yeah, I know. That's going to be on my Charvel build. This is going on my Charvel build, and I'm probably going to strip the. I think I'm going to do an oil.
Yeah, I got him. I was going to add him back, and he was going to come back in. It kicked him out because he tried calling us, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of confusing, but he's all good though. He said thanks, and he'll come back.
We'll join him again for sure.
Come back next time.
But I'm not sure if I'm gonna go strip. If I'm gonna strip this neck and do an oil finish. I don't know. I just don't like the stickiness. It's nitro right now. It's lacquer. It was checking.
I'd strip it down if it was mine.
I think I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't see any other questions right now, but I don't know. Are we good?
I think we should adjourn. I think we're good.
David Allen Wright? Are you awake?
Yeah, I was on mute, man. Sorry.
I think he's working some more algorithms there.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, David. Thank you for your help today.
Yeah, thanks, David.
David, you rock.
Both you Davids do.
Come on.
But no, thanks a lot. It was very informative. Heck, my nickname on the internet's been Floyd Rose 5150 since the dawn of the internet. I thought I knew everything about Floyd's, and I've been schooled today in a very good way.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You never stop learning.
Oh, I know. I love it. I love
You
it.
never stop learning.
And you know why you don't? Because I think with the Floyd stuff, there's always something new, like something undiscovered that we don't know about. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that plus Ed too.
Like,
Ed's always evolving too.
Yeah, something new is bound to pop up with this Floyd stuff any moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of new stuff too. I was at the Floyd Rose booth last year at NAMM, and I remember Floyd showing me like this brand new Les Paul style Floyd something or other.
Oh, I saw that. That's really big. That thing.
Oh,
that
wait
thing's
till you
huge.
see what they're doing this year, John. They're doing Fender style bridges this year.
Yep, they have a video on it.
Yep.
I just have this
Dive bomb
vision.
only, though.
I have this vision of seeing David sometime in the future, just like Jurassic Park. It's gonna be a desert scene. Zoom into the desert scene. He's there and he's got a brush in the sand. He's brushing the sand, and there's a Floyd buried in the sand. And he's gonna tell us exactly what it was. You know, the Floyd archaeologist.
A Floyd Rose apologist.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
How did you come up with that? I didn't even think of that right now.
I don't know. I watched too many movies, I guess. And I like Floyd, so just put 1 and 1 together equals 3.
Yeah.
I had a great time with you guys today, guys.
Well,
Yeah, same here.
yeah. Until
Okay.
next weekend.
All right.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do another one.
And we'll try to get the rehearsal down to about 2 hours if we can.
Yeah. Anybody watching this? We did like we were on here for like 2 or 3 hours just.
My
trying to
mustache
figure
grew.
out-
I grew my mustache in that time.
Yeah. The pre-show on here is ridiculous.
Man.
You know.
This one's about 2 hours, too.
Yeah.
From when you hit live.
This video?
Yeah, it's got
I
to be
don't
2
know.
hours.
I don't know.
Can I ask you a question? David, you owned a Guthrie Govan Charvel, right?
I did. I sold it.
You sold. Why?
I
Did you
did.
like? Did you like it?
I loved it. The only thing I didn't like is I don't like 24 frets, and I tried to get over it, and I couldn't.
I had the same conversation the other day. David,
Why?
it's
Why
much
did-
similar.
It's just weird to me, you know, the placement of the neck on my body. I'm so used to 21 or 22 frets that when you put 24 frets on, there's two things that I don't like: is where the pickups are. When you have 24 frets, the pickups are going to be closer, and you don't get
yeah.
that nice warm sound that you do out of a neck pickup when you have 24 frets. And I've got
Okay, because I thought you were gonna say you were just.
What's that?
I thought you were gonna say you're just used to putting your hand right there and like knowing that it's gonna be either 22nd or 21st. Not.
Well, yeah, that too. That too. When you're playing 24 frets and the frets are that so close together, I was finding that I wasn't playing clean. Like my everything was like I was mishitting, and I'm like, well, I don't suck this bad, but it was because it was 24 frets. So it just wasn't worth it for me.
I feel that 100%.
If they made the same guitar in 21 or 22 frets, I'd own it.
Yeah.
Let me ask. Did
frankly,
yours have a Floyd on it, or did it have the Fender made?
It had the Charvel. It had the Charvel Tremolo on it.
It had the Charvel Tremolo. Okay. Because I was watching a video of that before with Chip Ellis, and he was talking about how they had to make those because they were trying to use the Charvel no fine tuner ones, and he just had to rework them so much to get them to even work.
Well, that was
for
the Floyd Rose,
Govan.
you mean? The Floyd Rose.
Yeah, the Floyd Rose. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mine had the one that Charvel made, which had the arm that was that stayed in place better. And
Okay.
I'm not a fan of that either. I like an arm that moves like this.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful guitar, and if you're looking for a guitar like that, I absolutely suggest getting it. It's a great guitar, other than the fact for me that it's 24 frets.
Another question about that guitar. The middle pickup, that was a direct mounted pickup, right?
Yes, they all were.
They all were. How low was that middle pickup?
Yeah.
Was that middle pickup really low?
The same height as the humbuckers, but you can lower it.
Oh, okay. Because all the pictures I've been seeing of it, it looks really low, and I didn't even know if that would pick up.
Oh yeah, it definitely picks up.
Like it should. Okay.
It definitely picks up. Johnny,
Hi.
what did he say, pal?
What do I say? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go to sleep, huh?
No, I don't want to go to sleep, but I got to feed my dog. I've had several phone calls that I couldn't take because I've been on this call.
Oh, man.
I have to get back to people before they fall asleep.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to go shoot a video.
Cool. Yeah. Well, hey, David Allen Wright, that was awesome. Thanks for showing us all this stuff. I mean, you know your stuff.
Great job, Dave.
Definitely.
Sorry, guys, I was unmuted again.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Hey, by the way, what do you guys want to do next Sunday? Do you want to do like a class on Variacs or something, or tube amps?
Let's talk about it off when we're not live.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, man.
All right, cool. Gotcha.
Are these classes?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, David.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Dave.
This is
We're gonna start
this is
taking
like
credit
free
cards.
rock and roll college or something, you know?
There you go. Where's the pizza?
Yeah.
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 Start
Johnny,
charging
hit
tuition.
the live button, and we'll talk about what we're going to do next week.
Cool. All right, hey, Johnny Bean. Man, I look so. That's why I wear shades, because I look so tired because of the stupid camera, but I'm not. I'm wide awake. All right, great. David Allen Wright, David Nesdahl, Eric Broadbent, Teddy, Shane T, Lamont, everybody who's watching right now. Thanks for watching. Continue to leave comments. You know, if you have questions, you can leave comments on this video once it's done. Leave questions, blah blah blah, whatever. Everybody can answer them, whatever. So hey, all right. This is Johnny Bean, JohnnyBean.com, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
All right.